Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. My name is Jamie, and new episodes air every Wednesday. Well, despite having read Keep This, Toss That, are you still wondering, Jamie, what's the secret to organizing my home? I'm so glad you're tuning in today because that's exactly what we're talking about. Listen, in my book, Keep This, Toss That, I try to share with you the checklist for you to decide what to keep and what to toss. You just have to follow along. But even with all that great information inside that book, still sometimes we find ourselves frustrated because we're reorganizing and organizing and sorting through the same stuff over and over again. It feels like we're just making little bitty progress. We're not sure how many things to save. We don't want to let something go and then need it, but we also don't want to save stuff and then never use it. So there's a lot of indecision that can come when we think about organizing our home. So I'm going to share with you one little idea that can make it so much easier. And that is the idea of setting limits. What do I mean by setting limits? Well, the idea is that you're going to say, you know what, Jamie, in this area, in my home, in this closet of these items, I'm going to save this amount. And you could say, well, Jamie, I'm a big crafter. I love my crafting supplies. I want to give myself a whole closet. Then great, you get a whole closet of crafting supplies. But that might mean something else has to go. Now you may say, Jamie, I have a whole closet of crafting supplies, but I very rarely find myself crafting. How many should I keep? Well, in that case, you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to do one shelf. And that's going to free up all the other shelves for another category of things that I'm using more often. One shelf. So how many of any one category is really based more so on your space, right? So if you are in a studio apartment, well, you're probably keeping fewer items than someone in a 6-bedroom home. So it really doesn't matter the amount of space you have. Really what it matters is, where do your interests lie today? What do you love to do? What are you reaching for over and over again? What are your hobbies? What are you doing? How are you spending your time? How are you dressing? And then when you know those answers, you go, okay, well, I love this. I've got this much space. I'm going to dedicate to that. I want to set up one treasure box for all of my special pieces, my souvenirs and things. One box. You say, well, I want 2 boxes of souvenirs. Okay, but then that might mean you're going to have fewer books on the bookcase. But if you have 6 bookcases and you love having all your books around, then you're going to have a lot of bookcases, but maybe fewer in another area. So see where deciding the limit before you've even picked up the first item can help you to decide, of this category, I'm going to choose the best of the best, fit it into the space that I've predetermined, and then the rest will find a new home. So you've decided before you've even touched it and gotten emotionally attached to it. Setting those guidelines and putting those limits in place before you get started is a great first step, and I certainly hope you're going to give it a go. All right, so let me know what you think of this idea of setting limits in advance. I can't wait to read your comments. Please don't forget to hit subscribe. That way you'll be notified when there's a new show, which you already know, new shows every, say it with me, Wednesday. Every Wednesday there's a new show. Be sure to head to jamienovak.com to keep up with the toss of the day between now and next Wednesday. It's always great spending time with you. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I really appreciate that you told one person about this show so we can grow our little declutter group together. Thanks so much. Have a great afternoon, and we will talk very soon.